Today we're being joined by Rain Dodd, who plays for the Murray Bushrangers and part of the Vic Country AFLW squad and potential draft prospect. Rain, thanks for coming on.
That's all right. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Now, Rain, how many times with your name do people make rain jokes? Is it a common theme?
Too many. Much too many. Can't keep count, to be honest.
Do you just get used to it, or does it annoy you a little bit?
No, I'm definitely used to it. I think my parents secretly planned it when they named me Rain, knowing there was that nursery rhyme, so pretty used to it.
Well, dare I say it? Was it a rainy day when they chose the name?
Common asked question actually, but no, it wasn't. They just liked the name.
Okay, interesting. Fair enough. Right. Now let's get down to the real stuff. Now, Rain, tell us a bit about your footy journey. What kind of got you into footy and what type of player you are?
So I got into footy. I actually come from a league background. My whole family is about league. My dad and his brothers especially. I played league with my siblings, but obviously we moved from Sydney to Wodonga and there wasn't any girls' league happening. So the closest thing we could find was girls' footy. That's probably how I got into it. The type of player I am, I like to be the best player I can be on and off the field. So I'd like to think that I'm just about the same on the field as I am off the field. Stuff like that. I like to think that I'm hardworking. I've got a good work ethic and things like that.
Very good. Now, being a part of the Murray Bushrangers, how did that all come about, and how was your initial reaction to being a part of the Murray Bushrangers?
I didn't really know what it was, to be honest, when I first got selected. We went to a trial. You know, it was very different to league, obviously, very new. I was very confused, but after hearing we made it and then making it through to some further pathways, Vic Country, etc., things started to become like more real. The level of professionalism really sunk in, and so like I guess that was the realization point of how big this could be, or how big it could get. So I think that was it.
So you're obviously 165 centimeters, playing on the wing and playing a bit of a defender as well. Is that a role that you feel like later on, continuing on into your career and even this year, that'll be the similar role you're playing, or you feel like you're going to play a bit of a different role?
I think most of my time will be played in the midfield and backline. Obviously, being a small player, it's hard to be in the midfield. Also, I'm not very tall, so the wing is probably a better suited position. But definitely, I think I see myself in the back line, maybe on the flanks, and definitely up in the mids.
Very good. So you're part of the Vic Country squad that you were previously. It must be a huge honour to be in the Vic Country squad so far, and hopefully play some games towards the middle part of the year for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely hoping. Got trials in May, so be a great opportunity. Looking really forward to the trials. Obviously going to be hard. So many deserving girls are going to be there. Like, it'll be very interesting to see how that goes.
For sure. How was the 2 training camps or days you've had so far through the summer squad?
Oh, it was amazing meeting new girls. Definitely met some new faces that I haven't seen before. Just really getting to know them, getting to know how they play, playing with them. Our drills, the intensity was just amazing. It's just what everybody what level like everyone hopes to train at. It was such an amazing experience, really beneficial too.
For sure. Did it make it better for you knowing you had a few of your Murray Bushrangers teams in Nikita and Sophia in as well in the summer squad so far?
Oh, definitely. I was definitely a bit nervous. Obviously, hearing that they made the squad definitely calmed those down. I'm quite close with the both of them as well. So going there with them was a great experience. Like, we talk about it. We can talk about how to better ourselves, and it just really helps each other, helps us keep each other accountable. So, yeah, it was so good. So amazing to make it with both of them.
For sure. How have you felt like going into those first sessions in the Vic Country and see the intensity, talking about the difference between the two? What would you say is the difference between the two, well, playing for Murray in the Coach League and then being a part of the best of the Vic Country squad?
I think just the best of the best is kind of like already that bar set of expectations. So you kind of go in, I guess you could say with Coach, it's kind of like a wing, like you kind of can like wing it into these things, whereas I feel like Vic Country, it's straight into it, you know, like you just play with everything at the top of your head and go in 100%. There's no holding back because everyone else is pushing just as hard as you, so everyone kind of has the same around expectation for themselves as they do as each other around them. So I thought that was really good, high bar set.
Sure. And you mentioned too about, you know, being in the squad, so you hope to get into the final team. So obviously everyone in that squad, sure, they want to be good and friends with each other, but you're also competing for a spot. Like no one's spot is guaranteed when you're in a squad, which has to unfortunately be trimmed down.
Absolutely. It's a sad thing, you know, but fair enough. Obviously, we did make it to the summer camps, but that does not guarantee our spots. So, as well as we did mingle each other, you know, everyone was kind of keeping an eye on everyone, seeing how everyone plays, seeing what everyone's strengths, and that was one of the big things. Like learning everyone's strengths and weaknesses was probably like a big thing of the camp as well. So it wasn't only like getting to know the player outside, but also on the field, which I really think the training showed us, meetings, bondings, so many of those things will really make it more challenging in those trials.
For sure. And you mentioned too, competing, and it's something you're talking about strengths. So what would you say some of your biggest strengths, Rain, as a footballer?
Well, with my league background, I definitely say that I've got quite a good tackle, and my palming is I'd say is quite my strength. I'd also say my leg drive through the midfield. I would say one of my strengths is winning the contest and just driving through the mids.
Very good. And I spoke to your good mate Nikita yesterday on here, and we were talking about strengths and weaknesses as well. What would you say, Rain, is some of your, well, I wouldn't say weaknesses, but things you're wanting to improve on? That's probably a better term to put it.
Yeah, perfect. Things that I want to improve on. We actually spoke about at the camps as well. I would say my footy IQ. It's just didn't really come naturally, so I'm just hoping to build that. Once again, not being too tall. If I'm able to get in the right places at the right times, I think that'll be really helpful. I think I've got the speed to get there. Agility is fine, but knowing where the ball will be or reading the plays a bit better will definitely help a lot.
For sure. And again, speaking of Nikita, she did mention to me that they had in advance, you knew this, at the camp you would have some AFLW clubs come, the recruiters or whatever title they have, come over. Did you have that happen? And how were some of those meetings? And if you did have some, how were you going into them?
Went into them very, very nervous. We didn't actually find out who we were seeing until obviously right before we saw them. So we didn't have much preparation on who we were going to talk to. It was more so how we were going to prep ourselves, just organizing and making sure we had like clear thought patterns on what we were going to say, some questions that might be asked but not really to suit what clubs were going to ask us. So it was mainly just about being ourselves and going in really calm, really natural, and just really expressing ourselves to them.
Sure. Now, I did ask the same question to Nikita as well. So if now that it's a national comp, you kind of got no choice, but if the opportunity was to arise to go to an AFLW club in a state, would that be something you would be open to?
Oh, absolutely. At the end of the day, you can't choose who picks you up. So in a state, wherever it is, I'd be happy to go to. You know, footy's the dream. So wherever I go, you know, that dream can be pursued.
For sure. And I mean, in an area near the Murray Bushrangers, you know, there's no real AFLW club in that area, so you'd be travelling regardless in a way if you were to be picked up.
Yeah, we have most of our games we travel at least 3 hours for, so
there you go.
That.
Yeah. Absolutely, that is that. How do you combat the travel, Rain? Obviously, for not just trainings, but for games, you know, 3-4 times a week in year 12, and some people even younger, you know, in and out every week, well, in that footy period. How do you manage all that? And is it hard to manage, or is it something now over time you've been able to build through and just get used to it?
Now over time, I would say that it's definitely got easier. Lucky for me, I had my older sister in the program, so she would always drive us to trainings and stuff like that. Lucky for me, I graduated last year, so now it's like a bit easier to handle stuff like that. Obviously, with work, it can be a bit stressful, but like with the support of my family and my friends around me, like if anyone needs a lift, everyone offers their hands, very country, very supportive. So I would say it's quite easy, to be honest. Yeah, just so much support around us. I would say it's pretty easy. I've got a big family, so I've got a lot of cars and numbers to take us, so it's pretty good.
For sure. One of 3 sisters to represent Murray Bushrangers. So what has it been like to play with your sister? You said about your older sister was in the program as well. Did you all get to play at once in the ones, whether it was one game a whole season, and how did that go?
So we played together for the first time 2 years ago. It was my younger sister's first season, my second, and she made her debut against Bendigo, and to be honest, it was just the best feeling ever. All 3 of us out there. My older sister, she played the ruck position. So it was kind of us 2 in the mids, and my younger sister played a bit of back end forward. So that was actually the first game, Bushies, we actually ended up winning. So I wouldn't really say it was because all 3 of us were playing, but it was a great feeling to know that we won with both my sisters playing beside each other.
Sure, that's very memorable. Actually, there was one part of this interview I was going to ask you for your most memorable footy moment. I'm also asking now, is it that game?
I would definitely say that that's probably one of the most memorable games. I'd say wouldn't be my most memorable, but definitely makes up there in the list.
Sure. Now, you had a very good game you were in last year, the Under-17s Futures game at GHMBA. What was it like to be a part of that game, get told you're in that game, and then play on GHMBA?
Oh, my gosh, what an experience. It was so amazing, the stadium and everything. Rocking up to the camp was one thing. It's definitely one of the longer footy camps that I've been on. But once again, like just meeting the girls there made it so easy. I didn't actually know anybody else really. So going in there, it was such a welcoming community. The staff were amazing, supportive. The girls were just as nervous, so I didn't really feel like I was alone out there. And then just GMHBA, what a shock. Like, great facilities. It just really showed the level of professionalism. It was just amazing.
What was it like to being like a curtain raiser before an AFLW game? That was round 1 off the top of me, because I remember being at that AFLW game. That was the round 1 of that season, the first Saturday night game for the AFLW comp that year. Must have been pretty cool to have some form of a crowd there as well. And did that make it even worse on top of the nerves already?
Oh, it definitely did. Nerve-wracking to be the curtain opener, nerve-wracking for all the people that were there. But then again, like, just so grateful to have an opportunity like that. It really got the nerves out of the way. If that opportunity ever did represent itself, I feel like I would feel a bit less distressed and nervous. I feel like I would have a bit of experience under the wings. So I got to say it's a great learning curve to have.
For sure. So now with the stadium at GHMBA, you walk through the race. One of the first things I'm sure you would notice is those big light towers. Now, I don't know what you feel, but for a few years since they made those new light towers, I call them shavers. Would you agree that they look like shavers? That's what I call them.
Absolutely. I definitely think that they do. From the field, you can't really see what's behind the light as they are so beaming. But definitely when they're off, they definitely do look just like shavers.
Yeah, so that's why I call it Shavers Stadium, because that's what they do. While they've got them like that, that's exactly how I'll be calling them, what I'll be calling them. So leadership aspirations, Rain, is that something that you've ever been a part of a leadership group? If not, is it something you want to get into at any point in time?
So I actually was a part of the leadership last year. I was a part of the leadership group and then actually moved to vice. So I vice captain towards the end of the footy season last year, and captained one of the under-16 games in my first season. So I definitely think that I do like leadership. I think it's not really something you can attain it, but I think it comes to some people, and I think that like I being an older sibling, I feel like it's just something that comes luckily for me.
That's right. That's what they say. The older sibling is always the responsible one, they say, and I know how you feel. It's the exact same there. Now, so it just comes naturally then for you, does it? So there's no added pressure being a leader, whether it's vice or captain or whatever title you got. So you don't feel any added pressure having that title next to your name on top of playing?
I wouldn't really say, no, I wouldn't really say it's pressure. I think the only thing pressurizing is about is that more people are looking at you, like just more pressure to be that even better role model and things like that. But I like to think it's just a label at the end of the day. Everyone has a leading role in the team, so I wouldn't say it adds too much pressure on it.
That's fair. What nicknames do you get in general? They can be from footy or just in general that you like or dislike.
My family
I
nickname, Fred is my family nickname. So anybody that's
okay.
known me for a long time or is my family, I've always been called Fred.
Okay.
I get Doddy, obviously being quite a few of my siblings out on the field. It's a bit of a mixture. We kind of have to stick to our names because there's too many of our last names. But
Yes.
I'd get Doddy, Dodsy, and Fred. That's probably
So
the only ones.
So nothing to do with rainy. No raining.
No.
No, not rain, hail, or shine. There's none of
No,
that.
thank goodness.
Oh, there you go. All right. Now, this is gonna be about any teammate. Who would Google themselves and watch their own highlights reels or highlights,
Sorry.
or just look at their articles? Sorry.
What was that, Cooper? Sorry.
That's all right. So if someone was to Google themselves, which teammates would Google themselves and look up their own highlights, or just want to look themselves up online? Who'd be that person?
I would honestly, I'd probably have to say my sister, my younger sister Connie. She's definitely the type of person to watch her own highlights for no reason or to just sit there and search herself up from Google and see if she'd show up.
Yeah,
she's definitely that person.
That's fair. I mean, you know what? To be honest, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. To be honest, I would be doing the exact same thing. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. Now, some more teammate questions. Who loves the limelight, the attention, the camera at the Bushrangers or in the Vic Country Summer squad? They can't get enough of it, and they know what to do when a camera's around.
I would probably have to say Molly McLaren's pretty good on the camera. She's quite confident in herself. She's also a very good leader. I would say she's pretty confident and knows how to pose, strike a pose, and what to say. So I'd probably say Mozza.
That's good. Now, again, sticking to the teammate questions. Who would you say is a teammate that or teammate or teammates that fly under the radar and don't get enough talk about them as you feel they should publicly, at least?
Definitely Tarly Jackson, I think, is definitely one of them. She's just so hardworking. She takes feedback just like that, and she'll go off quietly. She's such a quiet player as well. So I like to think she's a bit silent, but still very deadly on the field. As soon as she gets that feedback, she knows what to do. She'll go back and work really hard to work on it.
That's good. That's what you want. If you were to be stuck on a deserted island with 3 teammates, who would you bring and not bring, and why?
I would not bring Nikita Spiteri.
Yeah, I didn't ask you this question. I forgot to ask you this. Would she say you?
She would not bring me. I think she would bring me for the fun, but I don't think we'd make it off the island, to be honest. But I feel like she would bring me. I would not bring Nikita Spiteri, Connie Dodd, or Rose Bell. I would bring Neve Taylor, Tarly Jackson, and probably who's another one? Who's really smart and witty? Probably Jazz Holdsworth. She seems very smart.
Okay, there you go. So you would reckon you'd come out alive after that trip then, with the ones coming?
Yes, I do.
There we go. That's good. Now, sticking to this teammate theme. Now, there's always someone that has some hidden talents. Some people like to hide it a little bit. Who would you say is a good singer or dancer? Who's got some hidden talent that they don't like sharing?
Oh, that's a good one. Hidden talent they don't like sharing.
Or they willingly love showing everyone off.
They love showing everyone off. I wouldn't say there's too many that like to show off any hidden talents, but I'd probably say Nikita's a pretty good dancer, actually. She's
You know
actually
what?
quite fun.
Is she? Oh, wow.
Yes.
I knew she was hiding something because I asked her the same question, and she said, when I asked her about herself individually, she said she couldn't think of nothing. I said, generally, there's something there that you probably could think of, and so she hit it. There we go. Well, I might bring that up to her now. Well, I'm going to go with this. Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, there you go. Thanks for that.
That's
All
right.
right. All good. Now, back to questions about you. What is some of your hidden talents?
I sing. I could sing.
Okay.
A little bit.
Nice.
So
Anything
I
in
like
particular?
Not really. With my background, there's just a lot of singing involved, big families, big events, so
Yeah.
things like that. So I'd say I sing. I'm not a dancer. I'm pretty
Yeah.
good at some other sports. I like to box. I guess
Oh,
that's
okay.
kind of a hidden thing. I box.
Oh, yeah.
That's about it. Just
That's good.
sports.
That's good.
Sports isn't really hidden.
No, that's very true. I mean, so no one's going to mess with you then if you're a boxer or
I
like
hope not.
boxing. I hope not. Don't get in the way. All right. Actually, this is another good teammate one. Which teammates would fancy themselves on a TV show, and what would that TV show be?
Probably. How many teammates? Sorry.
As many as you want. It can be one. It can be as many as you want to name.
And they would make their own TV show.
Or join a current one. So, like, for example, Nikita mentioned about what's it? Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. She said she would appear on. Is there anything that you would feel that someone would appear on? Or yourself?
Or myself? I
Mm.
think we'd all have a good go at probably Total Drama Island. I think it's what it's called.
Okay.
Total Drama Island. I think Nikita, Tali, Neve, Connie, and I would have a good go at. It'd be very fun TV show to appear on.
Oh, very nice. That would be interesting. Now, all right. Now, I love asking these food questions. So it's a trivia type food related question. So how this works, Rain, is I have 6 questions. You have to get only 13 people out of over 150 people. Only 13 people have got all 6 questions correct to how I would answer them. The lowest score anyone's ever gotten is a bunch of people on 3. So no one's joined this fake honors board of 2 or less. You wouldn't want to be the first one. Now, if you want a little mini challenge to beat another challenge on top of that, Nikita got 5 out of 6. So the pressure is on for you to pass this. But I feel like as long as you get this first question correct, I feel like you'll be cruising. Right. The first one is chicken palmy. Is it a palmy or is it something else?
Palmer?
So what would you call it basically?
Chicken palmy.
So palmy, that's locking it in. That's your answer?
Yeah.
Good. It is a palmy. There is literally.
Okay.
I was a bit scared when you said the first answer then, but that's okay. Good, 1 for 1. That's good. No, to be honest, there's a way I rebuttal to the people that say it's not a palmy. I'll say 2 things to them. Right, spell it out. It goes with an I, and pronounce it palmy. It's an I. So there's no other variation possible. That is the only answer. But if you did it, you did. So that's the main thing there. Right, the next one. Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
No.
Good answer. Nikita said yes. So good answer. That was the one she got wrong. So good job.
Oh,
2 for 2. You're on fire. Right. Tomato sauce, cupboard or fridge?
Fridge?
Okay, I don't mind either. So I always give everyone a point here. The only way someone will not get a point is if they say neither. So 3 for 3. That fake honors board, you survived from that fake honors board. Now the pass equal last. Right. Favorite food?
Mine?
Yeah.
Hot chips.
Not bad. 4 for 4. See, this is easy. See, no one should ever worry. This is good. Now, food you don't like.
Food I don't like?
Yeah.
Pickles?
Good answer. See, this is now. I didn't give Rain the answers. I tell you, I'm admitting this. I have not given her the answer. So 5 out of 5. Now here's your mini challenge to be the 14th person to get all 6 correct. Number 1, and number 2, beat Nikita. So I know you might want to give me a good answer here. Right, last one is favorite takeaway / restaurant place.
I like Hungry Jack's.
Okay, what's your go-to order there?
Probably a junior Whopper meal.
6 for 6. Congratulations, you've beaten Nikita. Most importantly, and
Thank you.
no worries. So there we go. See, Nikita would have got 6 had she not put pineapple on a pizza. But here we are. She did. She did. I tried to give her a chance, but nope. Anyway, that's okay. Right. So, what AFLW team do you support?
Probably Geelong.
Oh, yeah. So that would have made it even better than playing on GHMBA, supporting playing on the ground where your team plays on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't say I'm a big fan of Geelong, if I'm being brutally honest. But fair enough. How do you feel they are going to go in 2025?
If I'm being honest, Cooper, I don't actually watch that much AFL. I kind of really go for Nina Morrison, who plays for Geelong.
In the AFLW,
So,
yep.
I definitely think with her on the team, I guarantee they won't come last.
No, they will not be last. There's a few teams that have that spot sewn up, as they would say. And Geelong in the women's will not be one of them. All right, so this is going back to a teammate question here, but favourite teammate. Do you have a favourite teammate?
Depends where this podcast is going. It's a bit of a secret.
They'll probably see it. They'll Rain just like Nikita's. Everyone will probably see it.
My favourite teammate is definitely my sister.
Good answer. Which one?
Definitely
Is it
Connie.
both?
I play with her the most, so I would definitely say Connie.
There we go. Fair enough. Now, if you could have any superpowers, what would those superpowers be?
Probably to eat as much as I want and not get fat.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, I eat well, not a lot, but I eat a bit, and I'm not fat. So there, I pass that test. That works well. Favorite app on your phone?
Probably Facebook.
Now that's an answer I haven't heard too often. That used to be mine. Just out of curiosity, why do you say Facebook?
I like to go through my mum's old posts. So like she used to post like really old photos of our like us as kids. So I like to go through those, see everyone's memories.
Yes, I like doing that too. They call that vanity searching. There's all these other variations they call it. That yeah, I actually can agree with you there. I like that. For my channel, I use that Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. But here we are. Now, name 3 famous people, dead or alive, you would want to go out to dinner with.
That I'd want to go to dinner with.
Any celebrities that come to mind? Or footy players? Would Nina Morrison make the list?
But Nina Morrison. Okay. Oh, dead or alive?
Yeah, dead or alive, yep.
Oh, did it have to be celebrities?
No, they could be a random person off the street.
Probably want to go to dinner with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Oh, Jacob Elordi.
Same answer as Nikita, yep.
And probably my dad.
Oh, very nice.
Go to dinner with Dad.
There you go. There's a 3. Day or night person?
I'm definitely a day person.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Now, how do you combat setbacks in footy compared to, and how do you get out of those setbacks? Whether that's through injuries or a form slump or had things going on around it while playing footy. How do you try and get out of that and move up?
Well, with my footy journey, I actually like to journal a lot of the things. So after games, what I felt, what I did right, what I did wrong. If I change up my prep, then I'll journal it and write it down just so I know if something goes wrong, then I've got it written down what went wrong. So basically, I'll just look back on my notes, watch some vision, get some feedback, and kind of like just work through, change up how I do things or practice a certain something. That'll help me get through it.
Yeah, very good. It's a good thing. I know a few people that do that, whether they document it in a notepad or notebook or online on their phone. It's a really good thing, to kind of see your progression over time and see the little things that you may forget, right? Like, for example, I've played cricket for most of this year now. Like, for example, had I not jotted stuff down, right, you might go, what did I not do well then to where now I've improved? Like, you just don't know necessarily.
Yeah.
If you're jotting it down, you can go back and, oh, yes, that's what I had to fix. And now I've gotten better at that since, documenting that.
Yeah.
Which is good. How do you prepare for game day? So, like, game day superstitions. Have you got any game day superstitions you do?
I wouldn't really say it's a superstition, but every time we have a game, I always kind of like talk to myself in a way. So I definitely just kind of like go to a corner, go to a dark place, I guess, and just get as deep in my thoughts as I can to make sure that my mind's not really clouded when I get onto the field.
Yeah. Very good. Now, mark or goal of the year, which one would you rather do and why?
Oh, definitely mark of the year. I guess because I'm so small. Small people marks is just so cool, I would think. So, like, a mark is more memorable than a goal to me.
It's fair enough. I mean, again, myself being small, a mark the would be great. But when I did play I was always a small forward. So I always loved the satisfaction of goals. And to be honest, like you said, with marks, I mean, I couldn't really take marks to save myself, especially high ones. But yeah, I feel like you can't go wrong either way, though, can you? Goal.
No.
I think with the goal, and the reason I choose goal is because I feel like the goal one, you can kind of gloat in that moment a little bit more. You got to wait for the ball to get retrieved and go to the middle. Where the mark, no matter where you mark it, you're pretty much going to move on pretty much instantly, if you know what I mean. But still, they're both satisfying, and you can watch the replay and hope that they're on camera so you can watch it back.
Absolutely.
Would you be one to post it though, Rain, if you were to get a mark or goal of the year contender?
Probably not.
Not even a winner.
No, maybe in like the family chat, but that's about it.
Oh, yeah.
As far as it'll go.
That's fair enough. Go-to goal celebrations. Do you have a go-to goal celebration that you pull out?
Oh, I like the old arrows. Bow and arrow to the goals.
Xavier
I can't say I
Dersma.
pulled it out, but I do love the good old bow and arrow.
That's good. Now, if you were to best describe the best goal you would love to ever get, this can be as unrealistic as you want, adding the distance, the angle, the moment, the occasion. Rain, what is your preferred ideal goal?
I've actually thought about this. So I've just subbed on, and somebody's taken a mark right near our bench, and then I run on and get the hands, and then I like dummy handball it, and they fall for it, and I just run down, and I'm right at the 50, and there's a short option, but I look at them, then I just kick it long, and it goes in the post. I think that's my dream goal.
That's good. Then you pull out the bow and arrow there, surely.
Then I pull out the bow and arrow.
The bow and arrow, that boom, will be right back out. And one to do for sure. Now, what jumper number do you wear? And is there any significance behind the number, any meaning towards it? Or it's just a number?
So I wear jersey 3. I do like number 4, but I wear jersey 3 at the moment. It's my sister Connie's favorite number. It's my sister's. Our favorite numbers are 3, 4, and 5. So I usually actually wear number 4. My uncle, when he was playing league at a high level, he was always number 4, and I guess I just idolized him so much. So I definitely adored the number, always wanted it. It's always been like my number.
Very good. Now, you mentioned before about having a bit of a league background. So I think I know where this answer is going. But outside of footy, what would you say if you weren't playing footy? Rather, what sport would you be playing? And I'm going to assume it's league.
Definitely league, or yeah, definitely league.
And I'm sure that's where you got the tackling from.
Yes, I would definitely say it helped. Helped very much.
It definitely would help for sure. How would you fancy yourself though in front of the goals, in front of the big sticks, having a shot at a goal? Are you more confident on the run? Are you more confident on the boundary? Are you feel more confident with your eyes closed, a set shot? Which one?
I'm probably more confident in my sleep. I wouldn't say I'm very confident with the goals at all. I'd definitely say it's a nerve-wracking point. Any set shot with me in the goals, it's probably my worst enemy, our goals, to be honest. So I would probably say on the run, I'd feel more confident though.
Sure. Now, I'm sure you've seen, maybe you haven't, in the AFLW, and definitely in the AFL for Brisbane, they absolutely do it at the Gabba, is when someone kicks a goal, their own song they've chosen plays on the big screen and they have to blast the music for that player. Now, if you were to blast the song on the big screen after kicking a goal, if it was a thing, what song would you choose to play on the big screen after you kick the goal?
This is a great question.
Thank you.
Probably, if it was like right now, I'd probably say the new song Twerker. I would say. Tweaker or Twerker?
I'm not. So if that's what it's called and that's what you say it is, I'm going to believe you because I have no idea. Do you know who the artist is?
No.
Oh, there you go.
I do not.
Well, might have to randomly Google that later and see what comes up. Is it a recent one? Do you know that?
It's my very close friends. It's just a very funny thing to us. So we'd ask anybody, "Oh, what are you doing?" And you know, nobody. It's kind of like an inside joke. So I would say I would probably play that.
Yeah. Very good. What would you say are some of your most prized possessions that you own?
Probably this. I have a drawing. Deep in my drawers, I would probably say it's a really prized possession I own. Yeah, I'd probably say that drawing's probably one of the most prized possessions.
Very good. Now, defenders, I feel like they don't get enough love as what the other positions get. Obviously, the rucks, or not the rucks, the mids have got the Brownlow, the forwards have got the Coleman, and the rucks even get recognised in Brownlow versus these Rain. Do you feel the defenders, and you partially played through there as well, deserve an official title of an award at the big league levels, or even at the lower ranked and at Coates League, deserve defenders awards, public awards, like those other awards get?
Oh, absolutely. I think the defenders do so much work. They really do deserve some recognition. You know, you can't really win a game without defense. So I definitely say they work their backsides off and definitely deserve recognition.
Yeah, they don't really get anything at all. Now, have you ever had any AFL or AFLW player interactions as a fan or while playing or at trainings that you've had an interaction with that was either a memorable or forgettable moment?
Definitely Nina Morrison. I met her actually at the National Futures, the Marsh Camp. So she
that game,
came in. Yeah, actually I had no idea. After I heard the teams we were playing for were named after her, I did a bit of research on her. And she just instantly became my favourite player. I ended up watching all of her highlights, all of her videos in games, things like that. So just meeting her, such a cool idol to have, to be honest. And meeting her was just the coolest thing. I actually got to stand next to her in the photos that we took, and like,
nice.
She's not that much taller than me, so it was really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's one of those things you're talking about, because I'm assuming you're referring to a group photo you all had with everyone there. It's like you're in a group photo. You want to have the photo with the player individually. You don't want to ask them, or you haven't got a chance to, and you just got that group one. It's like, oh, I'm just going to stand over here. No, they want you to stand at the front. You're the small. No, I'm standing over here. Because you're just trying to get in the shot where it's like, you know, it's a group photo, but in your own mind, if you're standing next to her, once they post it, you can crop the crap out of it, and then you can just. So same as just me and Morrison, but when in reality, it's a full photo. But to try and fit yourself in, like if you're on the other side of the photo, cool, you're in a massive photo, but you're not next to her in the photo in that example.
Exactly.
Absolutely, that's what I would do. I would do the exact same thing. I'd be making sure if it's a group one, I'm towards, not away. Because then what's the point of it? Now, I've got a few more for you, Rain, so I do really appreciate you coming on. Now, if you were to be in charge of the AFL, AFLW, or the Coach Talent League, you were the CEO for a day, Rain, what rules are you adding and or removing to the league?
I'm definitely removing what is it called? When there has to be 2 defenders in the square.
Oh, is that like a zone or something?
I forget what it's called. They call it, the umpires, it was the biggest call I heard my whole footy playing last year. What is it called?
Oh, is that where they have to have the 2 plays in the goals for the ball up you're talking about?
Oh, no, not for the ball up, for like, for the ball up. 2 players must be in the defending.
In the goal square.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Even in the VFLW I'm pretty sure they have to do that in that as well. It's very, very odd. Yeah, I don't know what that is. But yeah, is there anything you would add?
I'd probably add. No, I don't think I would add anything, but I'd probably take away pushing the back too.
You just want to shove everyone in the back and get away with it. See, that league background's coming here. It's coming out here in this chat. You get to shove them out of the way. You can smash them there, so you want to smash them with footy as well.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, why not? Now, heights. Are you one that's scared of heights, or do you one that has no fear?
I like to think of myself as a no fear type of person, but I think once I got up there and looked down, I just am the opposite.
Yeah. Very good. Now, besides the first question, this is probably the next biggest one you've had the whole time, or next 2, sorry. Best individual game that you've played in? We'll leave that as the first one.
My best individual game that I've played in. Probably my Sandringham game, I would say.
Very nice. Yeah, that's good. Do you recall how that game went?
We lost by I think we lost by a point or something, and it got so good that there was nobody in the D50. The whole team was past our halfway line in our defensive forward line. So the whole team had crept up. I think I made a couple of tackles in that game. So got the ball a lot off some tackles that I made. It was just a really, really fun, intense, rough game. So I definitely think that was very memorable. That's
good. Now, before we get to the last question, I've just remembered something while you mentioned that, so I'll bring it up now. Now, your Murray Bushrangers teammate, Holly Egan, getting drafted to Freo must have been really cool to see. Obviously, I think she was in captain. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure she was captain last year or something like that in that leadership space. Must be nice to see her get drafted and go to the Dockers. And, the team overall may have had 1 or 2 wins, but it just shows, though, in a tough season, you can take some other win out of it, which is really the best win of them all. Seeing a teammate get drafted, which is probably better than winning more games if you see someone get drafted like she did.
100%. Obviously, we had a very hard season, and it would have been hard for our top age draftees. So it was just so good, like, kind of viewpoint, like, we don't have to win games to get drafted, and Holly worked hard for her spot. So I was really, really proud of her for getting that.
How do you reckon she'll go at Freo?
I think she'll be nervous at the start, but I think she'll ease into it naturally. I think she's had a lot of inspiration from Grace, her older sister, obviously playing up at Richmond. So I definitely think that she'll ease into it naturally.
For sure, yes. Grace is one that loves posting things, and it's very noticeable. You know when they're around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the biggest question of them all. Forget the rainy questions, the rain, hail, or shine. This is the biggest one. And this is one of the ones that stumped Nikita as well. So what is your big, bold call for this season? It can be about anything. It can be about AFLW, it can be about AFL, it can be about yourself, it can be about Murray Bushrangers. What is your big, bold call Rain, for 2025?
Oh, what do you mean by that, Cooper?
Oh, a bold call. So I'll give you a hypothetical example. So you feel like Geelong might win, reluctantly, I don't like to say this, but Geelong might win the AFL Premiership, you might think, or as a bold call, or Murray Bushrangers might win the flag in the Coast Talent League. Someone XYZ is going to get drafted. The bold call's up to you. It's your bold call.
I would definitely say my 2025 bold call is that Bushies will definitely finish closer to the top 10 than below it.
There we go. There's your bold call. Rain, it's been a pleasure having you on. All the best, and good luck with everything coming up for you.
Thank you so much, Cooper. Thank you for having
All
me.
right.